Welcome to the podcast.
Do it.
Smooth as ever.
Do it.
Nope.
Do it.
Don't tell me what to do.
I like to hear it.
Nope.
Do it.
Not going to happen.
I didn't even know the link went up.
You can suck it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I don't think I didn't post it yet. Here, I'll post it now.
Thank you. Thank you kindly.
No problem.
The Reminator's back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Reminator
that's what I said.
in the house.
Emma's like, I'm watching. Then if Rem's back, I'm watching.
Well, I guess she's watching then.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right. Glad to have
Slay,
you back, Remy.
I hear Remy. Yes, you do.
Oh, Slay? Is that what she said?
Slay. That's how I imagine the inflection was.
Keeter called me out for the lame intro.
Yeah, seriously, dude. It was not that good.
You're evidently the only one that can do it, as proven last week.
You can suck it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's already a lot of people on. This is great. I love it. I love when I see good
Listen,
numbers.
as Keith made clear earlier, he brings viewers.
They must be really looking to see you get your balls busted tonight.
Don't start. I told you
That's
not
what they're here for.
not
They're here
tonight.
for the ball
No,
busting.
I think you might be
listen,
right,
Diego,
Not tonight.
Diego,
Not tonight.
I've been telling you
Not
for a long
tonight.
time.
I've been picking you for freaking weeks, dude. Not tonight.
Yeah, you picked me
Don't
once. I
embarrass
wrecked.
me. This is my spot.
You picked me once and I wrecked.
Yeah.
I'm just letting you know.
Don't embarrass
I've been
me.
telling you for a long time. I've been calling you
Oh,
and
my
telling you,
God.
Diego,
Diego.
will you say something good on that show tonight?
I did.
Like, step up your game, son.
Oh, my God.
Come on. Like, people want entertainment.
True story.
I've never heard Keith talk this much in my life.
They don't want you over here reading off the board like a script.
That's
Come on,
what I
son.
do.
I see that.
Oh, my God.
It's
This
his
is gonna-
teleprompter.
This
you
is
know?
going to be a tough show.
I
Yeah.
think you might be right, Diego.
Well, no.
The people-
Fro.
I give it to you enough, but
Did I
now we
tell
got
you- did I-
reinforcement.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
All right.
You want to keep working here. Stay off the drugs.
Thank you.
You're
It's
welcome.
not drugs, it's Tito's.
Peter's like, buckle up, Diego. Oh, my God. This is
You're
going
going to get your balls
Stop.
busted
Not
tonight.
tonight.
All right.
All
We're
right.
not even 5 minutes in.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
No pillow talk tonight. All right. Welcome.
No. You can't do it.
Try it again, Diego. Come on, give me one more try.
Welcome to the Sid's View.
It was terrible.
God.
That was terrible.
Jack, let me hear you try it.
No,
Why?
my voice.
Go on, we
can't-
all tried it.
No. Yeah, we all. Let me hear you try it.
No way. you-
That's a good start.
Keith, can you give it a shot?
Not bad.
I'm not lowering myself to these standards.
No chance that was
Come
happening.
on. Try it.
What is it that you
He's
want
the
me to
he's
say?
the guest. He
Welcome
can't-
to the Sid's View podcast. I want to hear you say
has
it
to
in
be
your
sultry.
sexiest
Yeah.
voice.
No, we're going to get ready here.
You guys want me to take my pants off?
No.
What do you want me to do here?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Man Cave. Next edition of the Sid's View podcast. Glad to have you aboard. Mother Nature rained out a lot of stuff once again, but never fear, we still have a lot to talk about. Diego, what's going on, brother?
Hey, man, I was happy to get up to Stafford this week. We didn't have quite the finish of my brother, but it was good to be there. I'm looking to talk about it.
All right, we look who's back. Our girl Reminator is back over here on the controls.
Am I going to be the one doing this?
Well, I was going to have Kyle Ricky do it, but he just sent me another text that I will never respond to.
Yo, 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 it's a beautiful Tuesday. I'm here with my boys. Let's do this.
All right, down in the bullpen, Johnny Argyle is back with us. What's up, brother?
What up, everybody? Your man Rob back in the house once again. 3 bowling shirts in a row. Call it a turkey.
And our man Jack's over there at the news desk. What's going on, my man?
What's up? How we doing? We got stuff from Friday and Sunday. You'll hear from me in a minute. I botched the intro.
That's
Over
all
to you,
right.
Sid.
Listen, welcome to the club. That's all right. All right, everybody, listen, if you want to become a member, you got to go to youtube.com/sidsview/join. You want to be in that live chat because it's going to be a doozy tonight. We have one of the best ever strap into a modified here with us, maybe even a late model, you could say. Many race cars. This guy's won races, and Keith Rocco is here with us. What's up, my man?
What's up, guys? Glad to be on the show.
Yeah, all right. Glad to have you. We were expecting a little bit more feistiness out of that intro, but I have a feeling he's just holding back. He might be ready for you, Diego.
No, we're not doing this tonight.
All right, so let's get things started with firing up the old results ticker. You know how we do it. Our friends over there from Monaco Ford take good care of us and all the top 5 finishers. And you know what? There's surprisingly more than I thought happened. Sporadically across the region, but there was racing on each night, Thursday through Sunday. So Diego and I both were up at Stafford on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
I know you're going to give me a first-hand account of what happened here because your brother Sean went up there with a streeter. And I just have to say this. Your brother is he's one of just a handful of people that have, I don't want to, like the it factor sounds too generic, but
The ability.
But that was like a big thing that he was there.
Oh, yeah.
And he could not race for a couple years and then say I'm coming to a streeter race at Stafford. And it's like the buzz around the pits.
Right.
You know, and he's that kind of competitor where, when he shows up to win races. And even though it wasn't the best of the night that he wanted to have, I was holding out hope the whole time as he was strapping into the car going out for the feature. I was like, dude, no better time than to have a good story and go out and win this race.
Yeah.
And then I said to Emma, I'm like, I'm going up on the tower because if your uncle's going to plow through this field, it's going to be quite the show. Right. Well, it didn't work out that way, but the buzz was amazing.
Well, you know, the funny part about Sean is, and I'm sure Keith can attest to this, is that he's pretty much a fierce competitor.
Yeah.
There's no holding back with him. He's coming for one thing, whether you're in his way or not. You know it's going to happen, and the car wasn't quite ready yet, and he's been out of the seat for a while. That's not to make excuse. You know, Keith would tell you don't forget how to drive.
Right.
And my brother in street stocks, they're like Keith in SKs. So so the thing is that, it wasn't the best of week, but I can tell you this. We showed up to the Waterford Speedbowl. I know I talk about Stafford highly, but damn it, man, do they deserve it? That place is badass. I mean, my mother and aunt came up. I was very grateful because it was Casella night. Casella had us all up in the tower. And, of course, my mom gets there early. She got a front row seat and sat next to Talman's mom. They became the best of friends. And they sat up there and watched the race. And I can't thank the Casella crew enough, Mark and his father, for having us up there.
Yeah,
it was
that's cool.
Great. And you sit up there. We watched Keith and all the mod heats go out. That it was awesome. I mean, we're eating hot dogs or chicken wings. And, man, it was just, and you look at the facility. It's the little things because I'm a speedbowl guy. And I don't hide that. But all of the billboards are filled all the way around the place. The grass is manicured nice.
Right.
Fresh pavement. I mean, things are just going off like without a hitch all the way through the program. It's really unfortunate that the rain came.
I was just going to say, everything was perfect but the weather.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
And then, I'm going to be honest, since the podcast, I stopped in Alex Fern's trailer. I stopped over at Myers. I was just, my brother's having such difficulties. We kept working on the car. I wish it wasn't like that. I never even made it over to Rocco's or Hovey or even down that end. But I appreciate everybody welcoming me into their trailer. It was a lot of fun. I almost felt like the Speedbowl family, kind of.
Yeah, I remember I was on the roof and I kept looking over at your trailer and I saw Bobby Sturck helping you out and one of your guys going to Gamma Corda's.
Yeah, everybody was like, I'm over with a bunch of people. We had to borrow a bunch of parts, but everybody was great there. The one knock I always had on Stafford, and I'm sure Keith could attest to this. When you go to Waterford, it's like
it's laid back.
It's laid back. Everybody's like family, right? You go in each other's trailer. I'm cooking, you want a hot dog or whatever it is. And I always thought when I went to Stafford, everybody kind of stayed in their lane a little bit. But the show moves really fast. Like you're boom, 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 boom. So you never get a chance to bust balls, hang out with your neighbors, meet the guy across the way. And this past week I got to do that, and I had a lot of fun, man.
Right.
You're on the show now. You're like, you go there. You're like the mayor. You're walking around.
Did you see my shirt?
No,
Look
I
at
didn't.
this thing. Kid Rock.
I didn't
for
even see
mayor.
the mayor.
Yeah.
But you are. You walk around. You're over here shaking hands and kissing
Listen,
babies.
I don't
right?
race anymore.
Yeah, but you know what? Listen,
That's
I do.
probably a good thing.
I have a photo here because this is what we like to say. This is when you're in it. And this is Diego
Oh, he's in it.
working on his brother's
Oh,
Who
car.
the hell took that picture?
I took it.
Wow.
I was like, I got to record this. Diego's
Man.
actually doing something. He's
I didn't
such a
see that when I
father.
was over there.
Yeah, man, we were working hard. I was really hoping, to put on a show.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
He'll be back. I don't think he's coming back this week.
Yeah.
But he'll be back, and I can guarantee you this: it's only going to be a matter of time before he's pissing people off.
I bet it won't be very long either. Did he expect us to walk through it? Because we came up to him with the mic and we were like, "We're gonna talk to you." I think he thought maybe we were like joking at first. We were
Yeah.
like, "No, we need you for the open."
Yeah, he may have, and it was great. My brother gave a little live after, and I don't want to make this about him, but he was, his live was, he's like, if you listen to it, he's like, I just hope the Speedbowl could be like this one day.
Yeah.
Because that's how you felt when you left Stafford, and I know this show is predominantly a lot about Stafford because they have it going on, the car counts, the competitors. I mean, from the SKs, SK Lights, every division is like serious. Like people call me today, like, "Hey Diego, there's any streeters for sale? I think I want to go up and run up Stafford." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And these are guys that are champs in other divisions, higher divisions at the Speedbowl.
Right.
Now more than ever, it's a place where people want to go and race.
They want to go. I mean, not only because of flow, but just the way the facility. I mean,
Yeah.
we were there. It was just Elisa's at the front window, greet you with open arms, and anyways, I could go on and on, but
All
yeah,
right.
Your brother had visions of making that place like that back in the day.
he really did.
He was on the up and up.
Yeah.
He really
I remember
is.
winning some races there, and he'd be in the trailer after doing the payout and stuff. He was
Yeah.
on it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes things don't work out like
Right.
you want them
Well,
to work, but
That was heading in a good direction.
yeah.
All right, I got a photo here for Keith before we get to the weekly update. I just got this sent to me a little time ago here, Keith. You ready? Right up here. You know who that is right there?
No, I don't.
That's our boy Fro.
No way!
Oh yeah.
No way!
Circa
I lettered that car.
2011.
Yeah.
I lettered
2011.
that car.
With the Jesus creepers on. Look at him.
Yeah. Call them the Air Jesus 12s right
Give
there.
us the details on this photo here, Fro.
Yeah, so that is the Speedbowl. I think the exact date is September 3rd, 2011. And Keith, we had a lot of good memories listening to the old scanner over the years.
That's
maybe
awesome.
not all right for 9-year-old ears, maybe, but good memories nonetheless.
Remy, you got any pictures standing next to the 88?
Hell yeah!
No, she ain't a real fan, Remy. Come on, I'd like to see you pull one of those out.
Truth comes out.
Oh, this is funny.
All right.
Oh,
Let's
You could
get.
come take one next week if you want next to the 22.
heck yes.
Yeah, that's locked in. We'll get that.
That
done.
is locked
For sure.
in,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
You better welcome her with open arms.
I
too.
listen.
All
She
right.
can come over there.
All right.
Yep.
We
And that
can
was
be
in
friends
the-
with benefits, whatever it takes.
Okay. There's a lot of buttons I can press over here. Let me see.
You can stop it.
It's all kinds. All right, let's go. Jack, do the old. Let's do the old weekly update. Here we go.
Wow, what a transition.
Off the rails already.
Damn. All right. Before we get going, big thanks to Belltown Motors, good people over there, for this week's weekly update. So we're gonna start at the at Thunder Road actually on Thursday. John McKennedy won in the New England Super Modified Series. Friday at Stafford, the Street Stocks was the only series that ran a feature. Travis Downey picked up for his first win of the season. The rest of the event was canceled, like we mentioned before, due to lightning and rain. And the SK Modified, the 80 lapper, will be held this Friday.
So I was largely fixated on your brother, even when he was at the back of the pack. I was still kind of. It's like, yeah,
It's a beautiful car, too.
What?
The purple's nice.
It was a throwback to my cousin Sammy's car back in
yeah, which is really cool.
the 90s. So he tried to duplicate an Al Cool car
Yeah.
to the best of his ability, and they've been wrapping the car all week. So, Keith did some throwback stuff. I know with his dad's number and his numbers and stuff. And I could tell you this: my cousin Joey, to this day, which is Sammy's brother, still works on my car.
Yep.
And there was like a shed tear when he first seen the pictures, because
cool.
it just brings them back to a time where
course.
they didn't. It's so funny because they used to say, man, they were almost competitive. That's when there was like, before me and Keith's time, there was like 2 consies.
Yeah.
And like,
if you won a consi, that was an accomplishment.
A big
there
deal.
were so many cars.
yes.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of good drivers. And so it was really hard to run good. And back then, like, I remember there's guys like Les Fletcher, and these guys used to help my cousin Sammy set up the car, but nobody knew really what they were doing. And it's too bad that it was a couple decades later, because I'd love to help them now.
Right.
But it was a really cool deal. But
Well, we got a clip here because there was a good battle there, a good finish
At
to
the
that race.
end.
Yeah, the end of the race was pretty good. So go ahead, Rem.
Downey hangs onto the car. They'll come to the white.
Dude, that
inside.
84 is
Car
fast.
42
Yeah.
It's a freaking rocket
Downey
ship
was
Yeah,
this
it
year.
is.
It's
first win of the
insanity.
year. Burt looking for his third. Burt Willett in the 84. Off turn 4, white flag, 1 lap to go.
Oh, yeah.
Final circuit, less than a half mile. It's all going to be history. Travis Downey.
It was part of me when I was watching this on the towers thinking, like, Downey's like, yeah, excuse me, I'm the defending champ. Don't
Yeah.
forget about me.
Right.
yeah. No. Oh, yeah.
They touch. They cling. They clang.
I got another bump in there, too.
Yeah.
Downey to the outside.
Yeah, the 84 ran him really well. Probably a lot nicer than I would have.
Yeah.
Right, nicer than he could have.
Yeah, but Travis Downey, I guess he deserves the respect. He's the reigning
He's
champ.
the reigning champ.
But
It is.
Rem's clicking stuff.
the
over there.
84,
sorry.
Bert Ouellette. I don't know how you say. How do you say his last
Willett.
name? Willett.
Willett.
Yeah, the silent W there.
Yep.
Guy's fast.
Actually, it's an invisible W.
invisible.
Not only
W.
silent, it's not even there.
Yeah, but listen. Travis Downey comes off a championship year.
Yeah.
Is that the second race, or is that the third race?
What, for the Streeters?
Yeah.
That's the fourth
fourth
race.
race.
Is that many?
Yeah.
Jeez, yeah. That's. I didn't.
Well, they're going to
realize.
have one more than everybody else now.
Yeah, but congratulations to him for picking up the win.
Yeah.
And that division there, it's not the same since Haidar left, but you've got and what's the 21? What's his name? He runs a 55 limited now.
Lafayette.
Lafayette. Yeah, they were always battling with Haidar.
Right.
Yeah.
So the 43 I thought was kind of going to be the cream of the crop there, and then they got the 80. He spun in the backstretch
Right.
early in that run. But those guys are all real competitive.
Yeah, I mean, it's not the same as with Haidar, but I don't think it's worse necessarily.
No.
I mean, there was a point there, if we didn't get that late caution, you had Cody leading, you would have had like 6 guys under a blanket there.
I think it gets better.
I do too.
Because, the top 5 are all within a tenth, because they were all within a tenth, and then Haidar was like 0.3 better.
Right.
So it makes racing a little better.
You miss racing those cars, Keith?
Those were fun times, man.
Yeah.
That's when it was stress free. You just
Wasn't your first Streeters? Because I think these guys, you guys know Ryan Stone,
Ryan
right?
Stone's car.
That was Ryan
You bought
Stone's
the
car. That was your
best.
first Streeter, right?
bought the best. He
You
gave me
bought the best.
He gave me the table scrap, son.
You bought the best.
Yeah,
That
over
thing
there.
was,
Yeah.
that thing was dominant at Thompson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you didn't see how I got it.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
All right. Well, we had there was a good battle in the heat race. Yeah. This is Pulio and is it Pulio and Zachem?
Yeah, Zachem
Yeah.
having a great run in the 20.
Oh, Rems.
So sorry, guys.
That's all right.
Side by side,
That's all right.
Alexander Pearl. Here
Oh, and
comes
Pearl was
JP
right here. He
Johnson.
decided he better get out of there. He made the right call right here.
Well, he just didn't fire off well.
Yeah.
Right.
It is Pearl who backs out of it. That gives JP the opportunity to move
I'll tell you
to the
what.
front of the class, but Max Zachem is there.
JP
Side by side and
JP's
wheel
next level
That's
fast.
what
Yeah, he
SK
is.
Modified
Woo!
Racing is
They got
all
that thing
about.
dialed in.
Dude, crossing over, whatever he, and he's a good little shoe.
Right.
He's got the confidence in it now.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
You give that kid something to drive and his confidence
Dude.
goes up, forget it.
He's almost like, he acts like that's his place.
Yeah.
He does, but he's just so quiet. You don't say 2 words.
I know. He drives like it's
like-
his place, though.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
on
You're
it.
going to have your hands full with that kid.
I hope so.
This week. Yeah, that kid runs really
I
strong.
hope so.
But what people kind of throw a blanket over all last year, right? He had some trouble, definitely like the first 2/3 of the season, but everyone forgets at the end of the year he was firing off. Once they got that thing back together, that's
Yeah.
what you're seeing this year. I think it's going to run for the year.
Yeah, I mean,
100%.
he's probably been, besides you, the most consistent car that runs up front.
Yeah, he's been fast every
regardless of where he starts, you know, I don't, you know, this upcoming 80 lapper, I would be shocked. I mean, he'd have to get wrecked to not be running in the top 3 or 4 towards the end of that race.
Yep.
I would be shocked. You know, something catastrophic's going to have to happen
Right.
for him not to be there.
All right, Jack, what else you got?
All right, so moving on to Friday at Seekonk. So Jared Corderia went back-to-back in the Pure Stocks. Richie Johnson also went back-to-back in the Sport 4s. Rowdy Burns won in the Legend car.
Dude, how about Rowdy Burns? That's 3 different divisions now.
Yeah.
Keith Rocco style there, winning in all
Yeah,
kinds of different divisions
kid-
in the
the
same
guy at
season.
Seekonk.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, he is. He's a shoe over there for sure.
So he won Pro
And the
Stocks.
name alone, like
Right.
Rowdy Burns,
It's
come on,
tremendous.
like
Right.
he's got the name to go with it. It's
Right.
badass.
That is a great name.
Yeah, so he did Pro Stocks and late models in the same day,
Same-
earlier
same
in the
night.
year, right?
Yep.
And then still winning in the
And then
Legend cars.
the next week, he won the Pro Stock and finished 2nd or 3rd in a late model.
Right. I
And
think
then he-
because you picked him in the late model.
Did. And then he comes back on a Friday night. He kills him in the Legend.
Yeah, yep.
Unbelievable.
So then David Bernier got his first career win in the Bandolero.
That word really kills you,
Yeah,
huh?
I know.
Picture, but just call them the Bandos.
In the Bando Outlaws.
That's what everyone
I'll
calls
do
them
that.
anyway.
And then
Yeah.
Jace Chaber went back-to-back in the Bandos as well. So on Saturday, both Waterford and Seekonk got rained out again.
Lame.
However, we had the...
Can I just say something?
yeah.
Hold on real quick. And this just goes to just the challenges of being a track operator, because you know I heard some rumblings about Stafford. Oh, you know, it didn't look good. They shouldn't have had it. They shouldn't have tried. Blah blah blah. Whatever. You know, no one's ever going to be happy. And then at the Speedbowl, they canceled it. And I mean, I live a couple miles from the
It
Speedbowl,
was nice.
and it was pretty nice for most of the night. You know, it's just one of those things where you can't win. You know, either way, you got to make.
I thought it was the right call though, because
because you don't want to mess around with
like
that.
4 o'clock around here, it was raining.
Yeah, not a lot though.
Yeah.
But you never know the situation down there.
Listen, I'm going to tell you this. I appreciated them calling it early, and there was some rumbles online. I know this is a little off topic, but somebody was like, you know, why did you? I'm like, listen, I am so thankful.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just because I get older now
Yeah.
that I can do different things now.
Right.
I don't know. Being up in the tower on Friday was like I kept looking over my shoulder, and this cloud kept moving closer and
got real
closer.
dark.
It looked like something out of like Elden Ring or something. You know what I mean? Like closer and closer, and then
but it was a beautiful day though.
Yeah,
like
but-
Friday was going to be hard to throw out, right? Because it was really nice, and it kept showing rain, and I thought, man, it might rain for a half hour, and then as soon as it opened up, me and Emma drove together, and I said, Emma, you want to go? Like, oh yeah. I said, if we get home, we could. By the time they drive the track,
we might be able to watch on
I'll be
Flow.
sitting in my recliner watching it on Flow. Yes.
I got chastised by Walt Hovey on my way out.
Why?
Because like last year, almost every time I went to Stafford, it rained.
Oh yeah.
I'm leaving. I actually said to Keith, I'm like, all right, I hope to see you Tuesday.
Yeah.
And I hear this every time you come here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I was like, I saw Walt. I was like, I can't really argue with you. I'll see you later.
Right.
Did not even care.
No.
Amazing.
Dude, it was like, so I don't know if you guys know this. Last week was like the 11th or 12th straight Saturday that it has rained.
Yep.
And they're calling for rain this Saturday again.
I
I
saw.
know. I
High
saw that.
chance.
Yes.
Friday's looking a little better though.
Yeah, Friday's looking better, but I'm like, dude, that might be the 13th Saturday in a row. Can you believe that?
That number's off because I mean, I
That's
thought,
not off.
No, I thought last week you said it was like 14 or something.
No, weekends.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
No, this is Saturday, I said.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yep. All right.
Yeah, weekends.
All right. So then Saturday at White Mountain in the Actor race, Raphael Lazard won the Kanga Magus 150 on Saturday.
What is that called?
The what?
You gonna make him say it again?
Yes.
It's a tough one.
Kanga Magus.
Oh, Kanga Magus.
Kanga Magus.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Is
I know
that
what that
right?
is.
I don't know.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Yeah.
Who knows?
That is.
Whatever.
No, wait, hold on a second. Is that right? Let me see.
It's what you told me it sounded like, so that's why I said
How is it spelled?
Ken Kamagus, yeah.
Kanga Magus.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah,
All right.
I see it. Yeah, that's, I guess.
All right. And then Sunday at White Mountain in the Tri-Track Series, Jake Johnson got his 4th career win. Ronnie Silk finished second after some early troubles, and then John McKennedy finished third.
Silk finished second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful,
All right, so-
beautiful track, by the way, White Mountain.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so Jack was up there with us.
Yep.
And we did our thing with the Monacos.
Your drone guy did good.
Dude, my man Ben is
Yeah, he
nasty.
did good. I was checking out the drone
So,
footage.
so
it
we
was
got
good.
we got a clip here. Speaking of that, Rem, yeah, just go ahead and play it.
Racing since the 50s. The familiar black and red 179 combination.
It's gonna go to the drone here in a second.
And they
Oh, yeah.
found success.
We basically had a camera and
How
almost.
about the white wheels on the
Here we go.
76?
So basically now Ben is at the point now where he's listening to my direction where he can follow the cars. Like I talk to Jack. Jack does the tower cam and I'll be like, okay, battle for third. And I never really expected the drone. You know, this is the 4th year we've been working with drones, and I never expected the drone to be able to follow that. But Ben has upped his game where, I mean, look where he's going with this thing, man. He is unbelievable. Really good stuff.
The
Super
Ben
talented.
Dodge audio was really high quality.
Yeah, yeah.
What
So
the hell was that?
So
Yeah.
to key that up all during that stuff was when
Yeah.
I watched it on my lunch break today.
Yeah.
Primo job.
Yeah, so Rob, to your point, just a shout out to Connor and what's the other guy's name there, Jack? I keep forgetting his name.
Oh,
Steven?
Steven,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
those guys they were a big help at both Thunder Road and at White
Oh,
Mountain.
they're great.
Yeah, giving me the audio so that minimal stuff that we had to do. Connor sent it to me digitally. So
That sounded crispy as hell.
yeah, those guys were great to work with. So, yeah, it was the race there was a lot of good action throughout it. We had a ton of fun. There was a little bit of chaos because early in the day because Swanson.
Yeah, what the hell happened there?
So he lost his motor
in the red car?
Yeah, and then John went back and got the backup car and drove, and he was on his way back. And I think we were supposed to be the first feature, maybe the second feature, and they basically pushed it, and we ended up being the last feature, basically to give them time to come back. And not everybody in the pit area was happy that it was delayed.
Crazy because when the car got there and then we were waiting for everybody, Sid was like, all right, go, like, he wanted me to go film what they were doing. And I looked behind me or in front of me, and every single driver and pit crew on the pit road is just watching the Swanson team put the car together.
Was that one of Casella's car, or was that the
kinda
house car for?
And
It was black cars.
Jet black car. And they put an X on it with tape. So, I mean, I can see where some people were going to be mad, you know, because White Mountain's not far, especially for people like it's not close for anybody, but especially for people like, you know, Beers and Hirschman, and you know, there's someone that really drive a long way. I think I think Hirschman said it was a 7.5 hour trip for him or something like that. But you know, if you are allow that person to go do that, you know, and then they text you and say they're 15 minutes away, what are you going to say?
Right.
Oh no, we're going to start the race right now.
Right.
Like he just drove 5 hours round trip. You have to afford them that grace period to get.
Right.
And even if other teams are getting punchy, I mean, I just thought about I was hopeful that the teams would think about that they would have wanted to have that courtesy extended to them if they were in that same situation, you know? So, anyways, so it was a little bit punchy there in the pit area, but the race itself I thought was excellent. And that's a unique track. It's almost banked. Like if you watch the video, Monaco Modified Tri-Track Series, go to their YouTube channel, and we do the shot of the lineup as they're parked there, and like it's on an angle. Like
how is the facility overall?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
yeah. It's just it's like Thunder Road. It's in the mountains.
Yep.
You know, it's very clean. And
what did they have there for support divisions?
Well, they had, you know, it's late model country, so they had it's not an act race, but it was act style late models. They had a makeup race and then another feature, and then they had like, you know, what looked like X cars, you know, supporting divisions.
Yep.
So they had 2 late model races and the Monaco race.
Cool.
Yeah, so it was a good time.
All right, moving on to the Pass North at Oxford Plains. So in the super late models, Mike Rowe picked up the win in the Mike Rowe and Sons Trucking 150.
That's not bad when you win a race that you sponsor.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Seriously. All right, so moving on to...
I'm waiting for Rocco to sponsor, KRR to sponsor a race.
Moving on to
Money's a little tight right now.
You just wait. It's coming. Get him in now while you can.
all right, Diego, you ready for this one?
Yes, sir.
You better not say the guy's name.
Oh.
Here we go. Ryan Priest picked up his 6th top 10 of the season,
Can I get him a round of applause?
Yeah, what about Brandon? My boy B. Wilkes.
finishing 9th in Michigan. That puts Priest 14th in the playoffs.
He's got to win a race, though.
Yep.
He's got to win a race.
Oh, I feel like he will. I mean, come on. Look at the speed.
Yeah,
That's
but
crazy.
you know, dude, so were you watching the race? Did you
Yes.
guys watch it?
Yes.
So he kind of ran like shit early on, and he was just struggling. And I don't know what
Keith
pitch.
Rocco's making a lot of noise over
Yeah.
there.
I don't know what pitch strategy is for those guys, but they just were kind of hanging around 25th to 31st
Right.
for a long time. So I literally went outside. I think I weed whacked the yard, played with the dogs for a minute. I'm like, man, come back in. He's like 13th. I'm like, oh boy.
I mean, Michigan coming down to a fuel mileage race is just so common that I feel like it's at the point where a bunch of teams just kind of play it that way
Dude,
from the
it
beginning.
was a great ending of the race.
I agree.
It was a great ending,
Yep.
like the cat and mouse game. How about this? Hold on. Are you going to talk about the truck race?
No.
Dude, my man Gio almost won the race. He was on the outside of the front row on a green-white checker, leading the race, and his teammate Corey Heim jacked him up.
Oh, dude.
And what's his name? Chastain was on the inside. They both got jacked up because
Right on the restart you're talking about?
because Chastain, you know, when you come to the box, Chastain was starting to get pushed and leading. So what's his name wouldn't go. Gio wouldn't go, and Heim lifted him up, and they both got cranked sideways like this, and the top 6 got wrecked.
Huge one
Yeah, huge ones
on the restart.
But Gio's a Seekonk boy. We went down to Longhorn many a nights after Wednesday night legend racing, and so I was like really pumped to watch him win. And then I was really bummed for him because he come back to finish in the top 10. But I want to give a quick shout out to B. Wilkes.
Shut up.
B. Wilkes.
Anyway,
Gotta get it in, you freaking
Word
asshole.
around the word I'm getting from our boy Waddell is that Ryan threw out the first pitch at the Red Sox game tonight.
Did he really?
Yes.
No shot.
Yep.
Good for him, man.
anyway, shout out
That's
Belltown
Keith's-
Motors for the
Keith's
weekly
buddy.
update. That's all I got.
All right then. So why don't we have a look-see at let's do a little points, shall we? This week we're going to update what's happening over at Seekonk since they actually got their Fast Friday in. Let's have a look-see over here. Jared Cordera, Richie Johnson, Rowdy Burns,
Tight race there.
Jordan Duquette, yeah. And Jace Chaber are your
How about
leaders.
little Mason, racing Mason hanging in third?
Yeah, he
Oh,
is.
hell yeah.
Come on, Mace.
So thanks for our friends over there at Mid-State Site Development. And then, Diego, you know we love when we have new sponsors come aboard.
Oh, hell yeah.
We got JDL Motorsports. They're going to take care of the Touring Series point standings. We got So, Monaco Modifieds updated there. McKennedy holding strong in the lead.
He finished third in this race, right?
That is correct.
I finally broke the fourth
He
streak.
did. I mentioned that to him afterwards. Yeah.
Finally, just barely.
Yep. And over at the Act, the Rafael Lassard is now the point leader. I tried to get updated points for Pass and the Super Mods, and it didn't look like their site was updated yet. So maybe we'll get back to that next week.
Beers is quietly putting a great year together.
Yeah, he is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we should probably. You have that queued up there, Rems?
Oh,
Yeah, we forgot about that. High drama at the end of the Monaco race. Speaking of Austin beers.
Ready?
And Ron Silk. Yeah, go ahead.
The defending race winner.
Oh,
Jake got
Jesus.
trouble.
Oh.
Mhm.
Trouble.
Austin Beers was
So-
running.
Oh yeah, we'll give you a couple replays of it. So that's Austin was in third. Ron Silk was in fourth.
You guys think Silk will get suspended for that? Or because he didn't overcorrect.
So
Did Silk get penalized for that though at
he
all?
did not.
Ooh.
So story for you. Go ahead, Rem. So early in the day, I saw Chris Gambato, and I said, "Hey, I need your number." He's like, "Why?" I said, "Well, I'd like to be able to lean on you if there's any sort of controversy that happens of any of the races that you're overseeing? And he says, yeah, that's no problem. And then at the end of the night, because Silk did not get penalized, finished second. I was like, it didn't have to be tonight. It didn't have to be immediate. But chatting with Chris, he basically said that he was looking and he just scanned to the other part of the track, and that split second, that's when it happened.
Come on.
And he didn't see it.
Come on, dude.
Yeah, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, but I mean, you have people all over the track.
Yeah, but
It's a small track.
If you don't see it yourself and you can't get somebody on your team that says they had a clean look at it,
yeah,
what are you going to do?
It's got to be instant to keep the show moving. It has to be.
I mean, I know
I
Austin Beers and the Jensen family, they're going to hate that. Of course.
They're
Why would they?
right now.
Austin Beers was not happy after the race.
I don't blame him.
I don't either. But at the same time,
how does that always coincidentally happen, though?
It doesn't always happen.
It does, most likely.
I mean,
I didn't see that. How did you not see that?
Well, I mean, always that's an inaccurate word.
Well, I feel like that's always the excuse.
Well,
slightly.
Well, when they don't make the call, what other reason would they not make a call other than not seeing it?
Well, I just always feel like, because it's such a great series, right? So there's a lot of people in there. I mean, there's more people watching the race than just Scambato, right? Is that his name, right?
Yeah,
So there's
Chris.
more people watching it than just him.
Yeah, but do you want them to make a call on something they didn't see? I mean, listen, I know that's their job to.
Yes.
I
to
understand
police
that. I understand that. But if they legitimately don't see it, what do you want them to do? Take somebody's word for it?
No, listen, I'm just saying that there's a lot of officials around.
What if Ron Silk's spotter says to him, "Oh, we didn't mean to do it."
Yeah.
Or we didn't even touch him. He lost it on his own. You want him to take that word for it?
No, I'm talking about officials.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, if he doesn't see it
Yeah.
and nobody on his team is giving him information to make a
then
call.
he can't make a call.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
No, he can't make a call.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying it's hard to believe that a race like that late in the run
with
some heavy hitters.
I understand. Yeah,
Not
100%.
nobody's seen that.
100%. And I'm not trying to say that the Jensens or Austin Beers shouldn't be really pissed.
Yeah.
Because I would be. I mean, Austin was running in the top 3 the entire race.
I know.
And that was with 4 laps to go.
Yep.
So yeah, just kind of a bummer of a situation. But me as a video guy with no stake in it either way, just thought it was somewhat funny.
Well,
considering
the thing is,
conversation I had with Chris in the beginning of the day.
I can't help it, because like I'm truly a racer at heart.
Yeah.
Right. So if I put myself in Austin's shoes, I'm really pissed off today.
Yeah.
But
see, I mean, Austin's in the chat and he takes it well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
better
all
than
good.
I would, but
if he ain't bummed by it, then we shall carry on. All right, Remy, are you ready?
Yeah.
It's time for another doozy. I'm tripping over my words. All right, Waddell Communications Nostalgia Nugget of the week. Oh, we nailed it right there. Come on. All right, so I had a whole different thing wrapped up to do. We're going to postpone that till next week. Because we were talking with Keith Rocco and Diego before we went live. Just going down Sid's View memory lane. And of course, one of the greatest races we ever captured with the Sid's View cameras down at the bowl happened between Keith and Diego's brother Sean during a SK modified race.
Do you guys know where Diego was that night?
He was
on the hook.
No,
sleeping
on the hook.
No, let's not go there.
Is that right? Oh, should we back it up?
I don't know. Was I
Probably start from the beginning.
Yeah, there's probably a high on there somewhere.
There's no high on.
Now let's just go to the good stuff. Go ahead, Ram. This is the restart. Rob said the graphics on these are. Oh, I went split screen.
Dude, it's metal.
No.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, it's a 31 critical signs and graphics versus the 57 of the M&M Stone Creations of Keith Rocco.
Is metal? Does that mean good, Rob?
I don't know. I just think, it's
good.
kind of awesome. It's of the time.
It's too busy.
This is duking it out right here.
I wish it was
He
just
gave
the
you
bottom.
plenty of room, Keith.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Sid, it's good because it's so dated.
That's
you know what
good
I mean?
racing.
Yeah.
You just wish you could block like
Oh
that.
yeah. Oh, look at him. He was struggling in 3 and 4. Oh, beating you to the line though. Look at that. That's all he had to make sure he did.
This was a great race, man.
Look at this.
This is about from the time that photo was from.
Wow.
Yeah.
You must have been on the radio that night. There's no way you were in the field. You were on the radio.
You know what? Ooh. That's a great race.
Well, we talked about it last week. Was it last week we did the bump and run with Galvin and Waterman? Just talking about you always want to leave the races feeling like you saw a good show, and that was one of those nights. Like I'll always remember that race. You might have forget it because I think you ended up finishing third when it was all said and done. But
I would have felt better finishing second.
Yeah.
It's one thing for him to run you all over the racetrack, but
Right.
to ship you back to third on the last lap.
yeah, but I'll tell you what,
But it was always fun.
you always seemed appreciative of a good show. I saw many a
I love
time.
that.
Yeah,
I love that.
A lot
It's
of
like
times.
going-
a lot of times you won, but even the times when you didn't, I saw you get out of the car and shake the other guy's hand and say, "Hey, that was a lot of fun."
Yeah.
Yep.
Diego was one of them.
Yep.
Now listen, just because Keith's on the show, there was a lot of good races
Yep.
down at the Speedbowl where his crew left really
They
pissed
hated
off.
you.
Yeah.
They all,
That's okay.
every one of them, including my
That's-
wife, they hated you.
Yep.
It's okay though.
And I was over there defending you.
right.
Right.
And we're still friends today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I stick up for
Well,
him
listen,
today.
you're a likable guy.
Yeah, but
what I mean?
listen, at the end of the day, I'm going to tell you this. You know why the races were good? Because we all came through racing the same way.
Yeah.
Started like in the street stocks. We
Yep.
weren't any prima donnas that got rides bought for us. We had to fight tooth and nail to get to where we were. You had to meet the right people and have doors open for you. So when you got a chance to duke it out with the gloves off, you did it, right?
Right.
That's the way it went. So, but
Right,
anyway,
right.
made for a lot of good races.
All right, Diego, our man Fro. Or we call him by his alter ego.
I love this part.
Johnny
of the show.
Argyle. He's ready to roll. He came down and his freaking hair was tickling the drop ceiling.
Oh, it's
of
at
that
max
thing.
capacity,
It was
bro.
unbelievable. All right, here we go.
Tickle the drop ceiling.
Wow, it is really. It's at the point where it starts to go from solid to air. You can't really tell where it ends
I
anymore.
can't even see the headset.
I know.
It's unbelievable.
It's in there. Well, watch. There it goes.
It's there.
It's like the first day I met him. I'm like, Fro?
And
If we
it's
could just
stuck.
put some of that hair on Diego's forehead, he'd be a good shape.
Oh!
Diego, I got something spare. For charity, and you're the charity, of course.
Why? Why?
Anyway, I don't mean to interrupt a good ball busting session, but it is time for the Hoosier Tyree Stat Chat.
Okay.
First one. All right, we've had a lot of rain recently, so I want to ask you guys. Let's say you're running the race here, and you got feature starting at 5, and at 4 it starts downpouring. Are you going to call it either way? Considering fans, drivers, track officials, overall bottom line, are you going to call it early and get everyone out of there, or are you going to try and wait it out as long as you can?
Well, you got to look at the forecast, right? I mean, somebody's looking at the radar.
It hasn't mattered the past few weeks.
I mean, I'm thinking if I'm running the track, I look at the radar and I'm like, damn, I think we got a shot in like a half hour.
Yeah, but even sometimes I feel like the radar's fakakta sometimes.
It is. It
Haven't
really
you
is.
looked at the radar and it's all green and it's not even raining? You're like, what the hell?
Well, I mean, you gotta lean on something,
Well, true, but
right? I mean, because you don't want people sitting around. I like Stafford had that problem Friday night. Like, how long was it going to rain?
Right.
Right? I mean, I
Yeah.
left after like 40 minutes. I helped load up.
that's the tricky part is when you don't call it because you think there's going to be a window where you can get it in
Right.
because that's really trying to thread the needle and it just might not happen.
It's risky too, because if you make everyone wait and then you have to cancel like 4 hours after it starts raining,
Yeah.
like people are going to be leaving way more pissed off than if you just said, all right, show's over. The moment drop started
Well,
falling.
you know that happened at the Speedbowl a couple weeks ago, right? We
Right.
sat around from 1 to 7
Right.
and never hit the track.
and look
Yeah.
at the response to that, right?
Yeah, it was nothing but a beatdown.
No one's ever going to be the same with that, though. And I think, you were saying something too, Diego, about maybe we're getting older. And like I've mentioned this before, back in the day, 20, 25 years ago, when my cousin was racing and it would rain out and they'd call it at 12, I'd be pissed.
Dude,
Why can't we go to the track and figure it out? Like, you
Right.
don't have to call it yet.
Dude, I feel like I've been manifesting things lately.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you guys?
Oh, yeah.
No, like stuff happens. So I was just driving home the other day. I remember going up Douglas Lane because I used to go down Douglas Lane. That's the road that connects 85 to Vauxhall. And I remember as a kid, me and my brother, the Speedbowl's number I think was 442-1585.
Yeah.
You didn't have to dial 860. And you just kept hitting the redial button and it kept being busy. And I'm like, when are they going to pick up? Because I want to know if they're racing. We would be as youngsters, absolutely devastated. I mean, like
Rabid fans.
dude, we
Right.
didn't know what we were going to do on Saturday if it rained out. We were devastated.
Yeah.
And
Crushed.
I don't even know if kids feel that way today.
Now that KJ's racing, like he's looking at the forecast.
Does he?
And he's like, it's raining a forecast for Saturday.
Oh, he's
And,
on
like,
it.
He gets up and he's like, you could see he's pissed.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, he's
That's
like,
that is
great to
awesome.
see,
Yeah.
honestly, because I worry that, it was a fire that lit me and my brother when we were kids before we even knew what race cars really were. We would just go in and we were getting chased by the security guard
Right.
in the stands, and we were hiding, and she was trying to kick us out. I used to love that stuff, and then we got into racing, but I don't know how many kids today. It's great to hear that KJ's like that, but he's behind the wheel. How many kids are in the stands doing that? Constantly updating their phone. Mom, did the Speedbowl cancel yet? Did the Speedbowl cancel yet? Because that's the future
Right.
of racing. And I got off on a tangent there a little bit, but man, it's been tough with all these rainos. But as I get older, it's been like, well, we got another week off. I could maybe go do something with the
Right.
wife this week. You know what I mean?
The other thing is, a lot of these tracks know they can fall back on streaming, right?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
if people have to go home, it's like, all right, they can go watch the race on vlog. It's not a complete disaster if everybody leaves. Like, we're still
Right.
going to have viewership.
Yeah,
Right.
see, Tapley wants me to pay for a better radar weather app, but my money's all tied up in racing streaming services. So
Seriously,
You know what I
dude.
mean?
So I text you. I'm like, yo, is the race on Flow tonight? I'm like a crackhead looking on my TV for the race at 2:00.
Yeah.
Monaco's updating on their site like heat races and whatever it may be.
So Remy's apparently can't speak, but she wants to. She's saying, when they didn't have phones, how did they know they canceled? Like, we've always had phones. Like,
You always,
How old do you
yes.
think we are?
Remember, they've had phones for like all of the
Time
1900s.
out. No,
Remy, are you,
Are you
I mean,
serious?
what-
Time out. Time out. Stop.
When they did,
Stop. When do you think phones were invented?
So put the camera on you.
Yeah, on you.
Yeah, put the camera on you.
When do you think
No,
phones were invented?
answer it.
give a
Answer it.
ballpark.
Answer it.
Would it be like 80s or 70s?
The hell? You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding
Stop.
me. That's not real, Remy.
No.
Remy,
That
Remy,
can't be real.
is that your final answer?
That is my final answer.
Oh, damn it.
If you were talking about the 1870s, you would have been correct.
Oh my God, Remy. You are just a bitch.
No, Remy is awesome.
That's unbelievable, huh?
She's
What are you
awesome.
talking about, bro?
Remy,
All right.
I'm talking the 80s. I had dial-up.
Yeah.
442-1585.
Remy, they had cell phones by then, pretty much.
You know what you used to be able to do, too? You used to call your own phone number. You used to do that?
No.
You would call your own phone number and you get a busy signal, but if you kept doing it, you would break into somebody else's...
the party line? Oh,
you
you
would
could do
break
it-
into somebody else's line, and you don't know whose
Oh, you were a-
conversation...
You were a hellion, huh?
Oh, yeah, we were doing that nonstop.
I can totally see you and your brother
Oh,
doing
yeah,
that.
we were doing stuff like that.
All right, Rob, what else you got?
Well, I mean, what's your final answer? Are you calling it or not?
What was the question?
Yeah.
Oh my! All right, it's 4:00. It's downpouring, right? Feature's starting at 5. The radar's sketchy, right? Last few weeks, it's been 50% chance of rain. Like, fantastic. If it's gonna rain, I at least want to know. But what are you gonna do?
features or heat races run yet?
They can cancel the heats, move up features.
All right, that's a good one.
I'm going to say I'm waiting 40 minutes, and after 40 minutes, if it's still raining,
40 minutes.
it's over.
Yeah. I mean,
It's
once the
over.
sun goes down, if it's been raining for that long.
Stafford
you're kinda-
has like jet blowers, and don't they have all that stuff there? Do they have jet dryers or no?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Because I was
mostly
thinking, I'm
tires.
like, oh, these guys are going to probably drive the track. Stafford has their stuff together for a
Yeah, but
short
see,
track.
I left immediately.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it was like 7:45. I'm like, they're never going to get the track dry in time
Yeah.
to run off any more features. I'm out of here.
Yeah, right.
So, I mean, like I said before, everyone's going to handle it differently. Everyone's going to get pissed off. Some people are going to wait it out.
Yep.
I don't know if there's.
I'm going to say 40 minutes. If it's still raining, sorry, but we're going to call it.
And once you start seeing puddles, it's basically game over.
Yep.
Sun's gone.
Yeah.
Alrighty, on to the next.
No jet dryers, they said.
Yeah, I don't remember. I feel like you would hear him. How far is too far for a regional series to travel?
What's the regional series? Like the Wheel Tour?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Monaco.
they go to
another
New
example.
Smyrna.
Yeah,
Act
I mean,
as an example.
damn, bro, they're everywhere. I mean, it's such next level racing.
I mean, I think about I love Thunder Road, but the travel there is not great. Tapley's going to be like, he does it all the time, so for him it's nothing. But we all don't have that DNA where the traveling doesn't bother us like that.
Yeah.
But then you think about that compared to what the NASCAR teams do, where they're going to
Mexico.
They're going to. They're not going to Mexico, but they're going to New Smyrna. No, I'm talking about the NASCAR modified.
Oh,
teams.
the modified chip.
Yeah. So they go to New Smyrna. They go to North Wilkesboro. They go to Martinsville. I don't know how far it is to Oswego.
I
But,
think
mean, that's
those
still
are.
a hike.
I think those are big venues though for them to. I mean, it's almost acceptable to tell them that they're going to Langley. I don't know if that's as big of a deal if they do something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Hey, listen, guys, we're going to go to Hickory and run up a 75-lap race. Like, come on, seriously?
Right.
Right. But if you're going to go to North Wilkesboro during Cup weekend, everybody's in.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's case by case whether or not it's worth it. I mean, Thunder Road for a lot of those Monaco guys is a haul, but that race.
Well,
was
yeah,
great.
so, right. So for the 15,
the facility's
the
fantastic.
15 that went there, 4.5 hours is in their window, and for the other ones, for the most part, it's not. It's too far for them. That's
it's
past their
just
limit.
so tough, to me. But what the hell do I know? That it's such late model country.
Yeah.
It's like, so at times I feel bad for the MRS because they go up there and they're like, yeah, they never get any cars. But, nobody, if the MRS, and Keith could probably attest to this, if Stafford tomorrow said, hey, listen, we're not going to run open 80s anymore, the MRS, we're going to bring you in for a race, they're going to get 35 cars. 30 cars. Do you agree?
All the Stafford regulars that have open cars are going to run it.
Every single
all
one
the
of them.
Connecticut guys are going to. A majority of the Connecticut guys are going to do it.
Right, and then whatever. If they bring 15,
I don't.
Then
For
forget
an
it. If you
MRS
ever-
race, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
If you ever up the purse and do it right, I mean, forget it.
A Monaco race, yes. An MRS race,
You
no.
don't think the MRS race gets 30 cars?
Nah, maybe.
If they did the payout right and they did the advertising right, they would.
I think they do.
I mean, the MRS race at the Bowl, the blast off, they had 20 cars.
Yeah, but they're going to run that Bob Horn special at the end of the year. I bet
Yeah.
you there's 35 cars there.
Well, I mean, 20 cars, but what was the payout
I don't know.
versus the Monaco race?
Well,
the
that's what
Monaco race kills it.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
it comes
That's
with
why
a
a
payout.
Monaco race would bring the cars.
Right.
More
Does
so
that
than
really
MRS.
matter though? Does it matter to you when you go racing, whether it's 5,000 or 3,500?
Yeah,
Does
I
it
mean,
matter?
Talk
If
about
I
this
had
a
to
lot.
pay out of my pocket, yeah.
It does. You wouldn't go for 3,500, but you would go for
I mean,
5,000
Monaco races are 10
It definitely
grand.
ups
Oh,
it.
10?
Yeah.
At least 10.
Yeah.
to win.
Yes.
Yes.
Woo!
Right.
Oh, nice.
So then you wonder where the car count comes from.
Right.
Yeah.
But
We always have debates about whether the
to
purse
me
matters,
though,
man.
I mean, like if we got into that, like still to me, the Monaco, it's the big teams win. I mean, I know you're going to get Meserve has a shot to steal one.
Yeah.
But
By the
for-
way, we just real quick, we should have mentioned him during the recap because he had a 10 car length lead.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
on
broke.
fire.
And then he lost his motor.
What
It was a
shame.
bummer.
I think it was because of the white wheels.
Could be.
I liked it.
Too daring.
I knew you would.
I like
That's
guys that are different.
That's something you would do.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Remy,
Remy-
who
Remy
wants to
didn't
be
like
normal like you all the time? Just
I
wear
know.
all black stuff. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
normal winning races.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Cut it out. All right. You're egging me on to do stuff I
No,
shouldn't
but
do.
to your point, I disagree with you. If your point was going to be that the Monaco, there's only like 4 or 5 teams that can win, is that what you're going to say?
Well, no. There's a lot of teams that can win, but there's some dominant ones, right? I feel like but it's like that with every series. The mid-grade teams show up and it's great.
Yeah.
It's a great payout for them, but it's like the same. Like I feel like you have the upper echelon of teams are only the ones that really are always winning the race. The Jake Johnsons, the Ronnie Silks, the Austin Beers. The teams that. And that's not a knock on the other
but
teams.
I know, but I mean, Austin Beers just won his first race
Yeah.
on the series
Yeah.
at Thunder Road.
Yep.
Last year, Teddy Hodgson and Steven Kopsick got their first wins.
Yeah.
I mean, yes and no. I know what you're saying. Like Matt Hirschman's won almost every championship, and he's
Right.
won way more races than anybody else. But I don't know, man. I think they have I think they have a pretty deep field of.
Oh no, they definitely have a deep field of.
Yeah.
Listen, when Pit Cat's running midfield,
Yeah.
That's how you know.
in a good car,
Right.
he's running mid pack right now.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how long that lasts for because he's a great runner in that series.
That's a new car, right? There's something with they're trying to figure something out.
Yeah,
with
it's a
that
new car,
Yeah.
new team. They're trying to figure it out. But, you know, when a guy like Pickett, who wins at a lot of places and runs up front at a lot of places, is running mid-pack, that tells you how good the series is.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I got one more for you.
Hey, okay.
Now, Thompson is going to open street stock. They said the rules are going wide open for the rest of the season. You guys hear about this? Let me read a
Just
little
came
quote
out
for
today,
you.
right?
Yes. Brand new. They said, in an effort to include many New England street stocks that would like to compete on the midweek events at Thompson Speedway, we will be utilizing an open street stock rule format for the remainder of the 2025 events at Thompson Speedway. If you were a regular competitor there that had built your car for the previously announced rules, would you consider this kind of a slap in the face?
Yeah.
So this means like Ryan Lynham can show up with the spoiler on the back?
Yeah.
That seems
That's
like
right.
Wow.
Right. So what about the guys that built their cars? The problem is, I think the last race, I don't know how many, I thought there was 6 or 7 cars.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
They got it. These guys are constantly trying to they got to redo something because I don't know why they're not showing up. I'm not sure what the deal is. I don't know if it's because it's not often enough, but
No, it's because they're not street stocks.
It's not just one division. It's all the divisions.
Yeah, that's true. They struggle with car counts but
every division.
But you think about like
why is that? I don't even know why it is.
I don't know.
Is that because they don't? The payouts are there. They're not scared to pay.
They're doing their part to try to get everybody back, and they're trying everything and anything.
Do you think it's because it's not racing often enough? What do you think? You're a racer.
I don't know. You look back at the early 2000s Thursday nights. I mean, there used to be modifieds. I mean, everywhere. There was 30 cars back then. 30 SKs
Dude, back when you guys ran, there was
models,
a ton of cars.
Yeah, all the divisions, and that was a midweek show. But you look at the guys like where they're out of the sport, like the modifieds, the SKs, like Kerry Malone out of the sport, Tommy Cravino out of the sport, Jeff Malavi out of the sport. Like a lot of the guys are just gone, and there's nobody new coming in. And
right. So that's what I was going to say.
Everybody just wants to be at Stafford on top of it. So they're like, in the economy, they're like, they pick the track that gives them the most.
Yep.
Do you think that racing has just outpriced itself?
Well, I've heard that it's really expensive to run there relatively because it's a lot of straight line, right? So, like, you need to have the banging motor to even be competitive. You can't really wheel your way to a good finish.
But that's why they went to these.
That's
why they went to these crate motors,
right?
So everybody's the same, and it ain't working out.
Yeah, even then.
So how about this situation? I know we talked about good payouts, but the SK Lights at Thompson, what does it pay to win?
Pays good money.
I don't know what it pays. I thought Hubby told me it paid like $300 or $400 to win.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Right,
it wasn't much, yeah.
Right, so if you buy 4 tires at $200 a piece, over 200,
you're already in the negative.
You're in the negative.
Yeah.
But then before they had the 604,
even if you win,
they were paying the Lights really good money.
They
back
were
a year ago, and it wasn't working out then either.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the situation is or why they would do that. I don't know. You know, we had so much fun when we ran the streeters up there. When you and Ted and Eddie Partridge, all these teams were up there. It was unbelievable. But today, it's such a fun racetrack. I just don't understand it. And Mashad and them, they put the money up, right?
In. They're all in.
They put the money up, and they're just not getting the support. And I'm not sure what it is.
Yep, I don't know. But I don't like this. I don't like changing rules in the middle of this.
Yeah, we got off topic there, but man, that's a tough thing to do. That's like changing. That's like telling the 604s, "Hey, listen, we're gonna go to SKs, and you can run 4 barrels." Right?
Yeah.
That's like telling you that right now.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Obviously, we got a shop full of SKs. We're there.
Right, but if you don't,
I mean, can you imagine the outrage?
You're packing it in.
If at Stafford they made this rule change and suddenly you had limiteds running in the series every week, I mean, that would just be insane. Like Thompson, the car count's not really there to fully see that effect, but that is essentially what happened. I mean, it seems like you're gonna have like Ryan Lynham, those guys showing up, and they are not even in the same zip code as these other streets.
Yeah,
they're a whole different beast.
Yeah,
your brother's got to be pulling something out of the woodworks here. Come on,
the wagon's coming.
Come on,
he's got
to have something.
0 time. I don't know, man. I wish Thompson.
I don't know about zero time. He figured out a way to get to Stafford on
No,
Friday.
you just got to make more money and pay somebody.
Yeah.
That's the way you got to call Keith up. Hey, Keith, can you build the streeter for me? Hell yeah, let's do it.
Sounds like he's getting you to pay for it with all that money you got.
Oh. All right, continue on.
That's the end of the stat chat.
That is
continue on too.
All right. Wait, listen. Good job by you.
Somber ending, but
Yeah.
what else is new?
Yeah.
All right, Diego, it's time for another wonderful edition of the Broadbrook Heating and Cooling Did You Know segment. Let's giddy up, shall we? Keith Rocco just keeps hitting the mic thing over there. It's amazing. It's like you're playing
Sorry,
the drums.
it's my elbow.
All right. Did you guys know Thursday it'll be 4 years already since Doug Coby won the inaugural SRX race at Stafford? Fascinating series altogether. Even more fascinating now that it actually doesn't even exist.
Right.
But thanks to our man Fran Lawler, he sent me a few pictures from
Look at that place,
yeah,
dude.
It's just unbelievable, right?
Dude, when this series first launched, the hype was unbelievable. I mean, you had to wait in a
How
queue.
did that fail?
You had to wait in a queue online to get tickets.
This Kobe and Victory
Look
Lane.
at that.
I think from what I understand, they didn't have the money for any TV rights or like they put all their money into TV time slots. Like I remember when they were there. What was it? 3 years ago?
23 was the last.
Yeah,
They back to back.
They had the Friday nights. It was like 8 p.m. slot on on primetime ESPN, and like that's when it comes to that time slot. That's no joke. So I think
wasn't it originally on CBS?
Yeah, they hopped around a lot.
Yeah,
I'm surprised they didn't ask me to drive one.
They even had a video game. SRX made a video game that I played.
Completed development basically as the series was going out.
Exactly.
It's kind of weird.
I would have showed them how to get it done.
I thought that was
Okay, buddy, calm down.
I feel like remember the Funk Master Flex and,
Oh, yeah.
and how we finally remember that series, and that was supposed to be a series and it never came to fruition.
I love that race.
And I feel like the SRX was what the Funk Master Flex would have been if it did become a series, and it ultimately wouldn't have lasted as long either. And who's to say that any event would have been as good as the first one? Because to me, Kobe winning
Dude, magical.
was like, yeah, it had a magic to it that it
Right.
never regained after that. And I don't think it really, clearly it didn't gain an audience because it just kept going to lesser networks and having worse ratings. And of course, you
Right.
lose your advertising. It's
Right.
all over. So,
all racing things seem to do that.
well,
I mean, even Madhouse. I mean, everybody watched it. That was a racer, but the ratings weren't good enough.
no,
Before-
the original Madhouse, yeah, they switched from 9 to like 11
That's what I'm
p.m.
saying.
like after
it
the
was
fourth
great
episode.
Sunday at 9.
Yeah, I mean, we love it, but no one else. It's just not a mainstream thing. It's
Right.
never going to be. Yeah.
Right. That's what I'm saying. All racing type deals.
Right. All right, Diego, it's time for you to saddle in because we know how excited you. There's several things in this world that you get really excited for, and this is one of them. Let me just make sure. What are you looking at me for?
I mean, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here?
You know
Several
what-
things
you
he
know what
gets
we're doing.
excited for.
What's your record for consecutive questions asked?
This is unbelievable. All right, it's time for the Ed Marcel Firewood and Land Clearing Viewer Mail segment. Are you guys ready?
We're always ready.
Okay, so we've had 2 or 3 emails, and I'm ready to read them off. And Keith, feel free to include yourself in
This
this.
is
would
his
love
segment.
to.
If you're
I
gonna,
would love
Okay.
you're gonna go for
Okay,
the
so
throat.
here's the first one. This is from somebody that watches often and sends emails in often. I appreciate it. It's Pete Pollard, last year's track champion of Ben Pollard. He's the owner. So this is what he says. If you had a prior year that was an incredible championship or top 3, and through the year, Tech realizes that you have outsmarted the rules, and then the next season rules come out and all the changes are strictly for the things that you found loopholes for, would you feel that Tech is against you, or feel proud that they changed rules because you're finding speed? What do you guys think? Keith, what do you think?
I worked for Pettit for a long time. I mean, Pettit he's still on his game to this day. And I mean, they made rules against pretty much everything he did, you know, from stuff that wasn't in the rules to I mean.
So do you take it as like a compliment, or are you pissed because they're giving secrets out?
Both. I mean, obviously you got to go back and change your stuff, but I mean, little stuff like, I remember back when I was racing for Gene Guy, we were just talking about it, but like we had offset head dowels. There was no rule on it, and they made you take them out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Angle milling of the heads. There was so much stuff they literally rewrote the rule book over what Pettit did for years, and I mean, it was frustrating, but he always worked harder and came back on his game and made more power. So
yeah, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Like probably the first couple times happens, you're pretty freaking pissed. But after a while, you start to feel like oh, I'm kind of like moving the show along here. I mean, there's got to be something to that.
So
right?
I think there's something to be said, though. I mean, like you're doing something right. If pretty much you're changing the rule book.
I mean, isn't that
Right.
your job though? Like,
Right.
Your job. So it was funny the other night at the go-kart track. The tech guy said in the drivers meeting, he's like, "This is for the kids' go-karts, KJ's go-kart stuff." He's like, "You guys better read the rule book and know more of this
Right.
rule book than me." And then today, I'm over here reading it. I'm giggling to myself,
Right. Yeah.
Don't give out too many secrets.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's always something to be said. I mean, because like for an example, I know back running with Keith and everybody bitched about his motor, this and that, or Pollard's running and everybody's bitching he has this and has that. But there's something to be said if you're doing your homework, right? If somebody's grinding hard in the garage and you're winning, and then other people are pissed, don't be pissed off at them, right? Because they're working hard, right? If you're working hard to win races, why are you mad at them? And they're rewriting the rule book because Keith's home working hard, or Ben Pollard is at home working hard to give his kid the best shot at winning. You can't be pissed off at him. Right. So I take it as a compliment, right?
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah, you take.
I mean, as aggravating as it is that you got to go out and do your homework again.
Right. But that's what you do.
They're writing a rule book around you.
That's
You
right.
did your job.
That's right.
Right. I mean, I feel like that's what keeps the sport moving along. I mean, that's how the rule packages evolve over time to what they are now. Like, that's how you go from the mom and pop shops, run what you brung, and whatever the hell pre-TV era to what we have now. Like, it's a natural and good thing.
Yeah, the rules in the 70s at the Speedbowl was one page.
Right.
That's unbelievable.
Now it's like the table table of contents is one page now.
Right. All right. Obviously, Jeremy sends a lot of questions, and Jeremy, it was great meeting him this week. I hadn't met Jeremy yet. It was
That's insane to me that you've never met him.
I didn't know him, but I didn't even know him because I was walking through like the tech line for my brother's practice, and usually I'm pretty just head down like when we're racing. I just want to see what's happening so I can get back.
You couldn't help it this week. You're a little celebrity.
Well, he just said something to me. I had no idea what he even looked like. He could have walked in this room over the past month.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known it was Jeremy. So, Jeremy, it was great meeting you, and he always sends in questions. And so this week he has another one. And I'm not going to go through the Sean stuff, but he is going to come back. With places like Waterford and Monadnock raining out 3 weeks in a row, man, that's a damn shame.
Oh.
Do you think that management should change schedules? I know Waterford gives weeks off for divisions. So should they look at who's running and adjust so everyone gets more racing, or leave it the way it is? Maybe a way to increase your racing card and get more people in the gate.
I mean, if you took a straw poll with the competitors and they said overwhelmingly yes, then I guess you could. But to me, it's just like what we were just talking about. Don't change the rules mid-season. Don't change the schedule mid-season.
It's hard to do.
Because people are going to plan vacations. They're going to do other things to try to have a little bit of balance in their life. And even though Mother Nature can screw it all up, then you don't want to have a scenario where you have loyal competitors that want to run for a championship at your track.
Yeah, that's hard to do, to change that up.
Yeah, and then you change it up, and then you're taking that away from them. Or, trying to force them to change plans they made with their family or something.
That goes back to, we've had this conversation for weeks now, right?
Yeah.
And I said to you guys a couple weeks ago, with the weather being like it is, it's like freaking Seattle here on the East Coast. Now we're going on 12, 13, 14, 15 weekends of rain straight. Like if I'm making the schedule next year, if I own the Speedbowl, listen, for the first 2 months, there may be 4 Sundays in there that are rain dates. So be prepared. I'm having a meeting over the winter because we get so much rain in the springtime now. We can't afford not to race and miss 8 weeks in the spring. That's just my opinion.
That's a good thought.
So that's what's going to happen moving forward here.
Yeah.
So somebody's going to have to do something. Like Stafford's a little luckier because, they have a great facility. They have more revenue to fall back on. I'm not saying that they're loaded, but, if somebody, let's just say Jack bought the Speedbowl and is running on a shoestring,
Right.
what the hell is he going to do?
Yeah, you lose 4
Right,
events.
taxes are still due.
Right.
Right, the water bill, the electric bill still due. What are you doing? Right?
Yeah, David Arute told us when he was here.
Yeah.
Even these shows that they get in with a cloudy or somewhat, not great forecast, they still going to lose out because everyone's going to decide to stay home in case it does rain.
Right. And watch on Flow.
On Flow.
The one great part about those guys is right now is and I just said to you, when I look at the track last week when I was there and I was sitting up there, and I just took a glance around. I looked at the double hook. I really wanted to go to the double hook and have a beer. I just didn't have time because my brother's car kept falling apart. But I wanted to go to the double hook and have a beer. And I'm watching the SK races. And usually I don't go because it's just so convenient for me to watch Flow.
Yeah.
But I look at the whole facility in general and the back and all the billboards are sold out. They've done a great job of bringing revenue in. So they can continue on to build such a great thing like that. So the rainouts, I know, still hurt, but it's not like the ones that hurt that don't have that. You know what I mean? And that's their own fault. So, but that's that. And I'm going to move on to the next question.
Listen, before we go to that next question, you know how we do it. It's always important to let the people know if they would like to send you a question, what they got to do, Diego.
Shit, I'm going to say this right now. While it's up, please send your questions to sidsviewpodcast@gmail.com. I hope that, we get a lot laid in on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
But if you guys have any gripes or something happening, I like dirty stuff. Send it to me. No, seriously.
Ain't that the damn truth?
No, I do. I like controversy stuff.
yeah.
I try to be as politically correct as possible, but I want to talk about it. If you guys have a gripe or pissed off about something, let's talk about it. All right. That being said, remember, sidsviewpodcast@gmail.com.
Very good job.
All right, here we go.
Nice. That was nice.
You ready for the next one? My man Dane, he sends something every week, and we're going to do this one.
Well, let's start the insanity.
Woo! That's what my dog does. All right.
Okay.
No, I have a new German Shepherd, and when the fire trucks go by my shop, my dog sounds like a fire truck. It's
Which one,
awesome.
Chassis?
No, King. We call him.
Yeah.
So can I tell you a story real quick? I know I'm going to get off topic.
Please.
My dog's name, my first name, I got this German Shepherd. Keith, you're going to love this story. I got this German Shepherd, right? And I've always wanted a German Shepherd. My wife is really pissed that I bought a German Shepherd. I named the dog Teddy. And I was going to just call it TC, right? Because I was naming it after Teddy Christopher. I don't want to name it Hoosier or Troyer because my other dog's name is Chassis. This is really weird. After a while, I'm looking at him, I'm like, hey, he don't look like a Teddy. So I'm not going to call him Teddy anymore. I'm going to call him King. Mm-hmm. Somebody comes in and they're like, dude, did you know Teddy had a German Shepherd named King? I had no idea. Yeah. How cool is that story?
Wow.
Right? Did you know that?
I don't remember King.
Somebody told me Teddy had a dog named King. So anyways, I just wanted to
Imagine
go.
that was just a lie.
I feel like Keith's telling you that's a lie.
Is that a lie? Did you
I
know
honestly
Teddy's
don't.
dogs?
I did.
He didn't have a dog
He had
named King?
German Shepherds.
German Shepherd.
I don't remember.
Because you didn't
I
pay
don't
attention.
remember
You're
King.
always so worried about damn race
I
cars.
know. Tell me about it.
All right, are you guys ready for the next question? Sorry I got off topic there.
Yeah, go ahead.
What are some of the best, funniest, and most memorable quotes from short track racing that stick out in your mind? Be it from interviews, announcers, newspaper articles, or otherwise. Is there anything in here that sticks out to you guys? I know one time my brother said, how does it feel to come back? Sean says, I don't call it a comeback because I never left. How about you, Keith? You got any good, memorable quotes or something?
I have a lot of stuff. I remember one of the last times I won at the Speedbowl, there was a guy in the grandstands.
Oh, yeah.
He says, Keith, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
And I looked him square in the eye and I said, hey, pal, I says, you think you're the first one to ever call me that? He shut up real fast.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Winnie the Pooh's got to be right up there. No?
Oh, Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
that is a good one.
that is
That's
a
really
good one.
one.
That was a good one.
That's top tier.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happens now. Even with Flo, and did you say something,
Right.
man? You're under a microscope.
Who's the girl that said the shit show over and over again?
Oh,
last
Cassandra
year?
Cole.
Yeah.
Like that stuck out like
Yeah.
a sore thumb.
Yeah, that was a
Right.
good one.
And then I seen Rich Hammond last week. I says to Rich, let me hear what you're gonna say if you get victory late. He went, yeah. I'm like, oh yes.
Whether that's a quote or not.
That's not even a
I don't know
quote.
if that's a
Yeah.
category.
But
a quote.
with Flo, there's been a lot of quotes over the days, and I remember Teddy getting booed and yelled at, and I'm sure that guy always had something to say because he was pretty witty. With
I
stuff.
have that clip of whatever. I think maybe it was an MRS race where he was almost taunting the crowd.
Yeah.
And he's like to his crew. He's like, "Yeah, watch this."
Oh,
And he stood
yeah.
up on the tire, and he's like, "Yeah, he loved every minute of it."
That's awesome.
I
man.
punted him out of the way once at Stafford. We both got thrown out the next week, but I drove down and turned 3 on the last lap and just punted him out of the way.
I remember that. Then he tried to wreck you in 1
yeah,
and 2.
and he was
Yeah.
literally up in the fence all wrecked.
Oh yeah.
And I got out and I said, "Hey Ted," I says, "wherever you are up there in the fence," I says, "thanks for teaching me that move."
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was
Yeah.
so pissed. We went to New Hampshire the next day for the tour race and about had me by the throat yelling at me.
Oh yeah,
That was
dude.
great.
Oh,
That was when stuff was at its peak.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Man. All right. So I got something else for you because I'm just kind of digging through what we have had. And Moeller had sent some questions a couple weeks ago.
Which Moeller, by chance?
The one that beat you all year last year, Andrew Moeller.
Oh, shit.
Okay, so his father probably wrote him?
Oh,
All right. So listen, Keith, these are kind of geared towards you.
All right, great. Let's go.
What is the coolest trophy that you've ever won? You won a lot of them.
Coolest trophy.
Yeah. Do you have any that stick out?
I don't know. Unlike him, I have so many to choose from.
wow.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Have you won any? What's the biggest race you think you've won?
Probably the Thompson 300 by spinning out.
Oh, that was amazing.
That was good. Yeah, I paid 20 grand.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's amazing.
So anybody that wants to bust my balls, just remember it paid 20 grand.
All right. That's enough of that.
How about you, Diego? What's the
got
best
your
trophy
fill.
you ever won?
Yeah.
Other than a heat race.
Oh,
No, how about this one? I won the opener for it's like a Gatorade 300 or something they had back at Waterford in the street stock. It was my second year. I got this big check. Probably paid me like $250 to win.
But it was a Gatorade 300, you said?
I don't know. There was maybe
You probably only ran 25 laps, right?
no 50.
50? That
And
was
I
a lot
won.
for street stock.
Yeah, and it was like 25
It was probably like
cars.
more than that.
No, maybe 40 cars there, 30
Yeah.
cars.
Back then, it was nuts.
Yeah, okay. Oh, we're going to move on.
Enough
to the
talking
next.
about you.
all right. One more of these.
What division would you like to race the most besides the one you've already raced?
Race or win?
Well, what do you want to say? Win?
I'm interested in this. I have one that I want to see Keith Rocco in.
I would love to win a tour race just to shut all the haters up.
That's a good
Absolutely.
answer.
That's
a
fantastic
good answer.
Do I want to run the tour? No.
But you wanna win.
I
one,
would just love to win one just to shut everybody up.
right.
Absolutely.
Mm.
But SK's like, I mean, it's 40 laps of grinding.
Oh, no doubt.
You watch any of the Open Series, like, it's all the
So,
last 10 laps, right?
I've had.
You guys been covering all the tri-track stuff. Like, it's save yourself for the end.
I got a question. Do you have an answer for that, Sid? Because I got something to.
I was just going to ask: have you ever driven a supermod?
No, I haven't.
Have you? Would you like to?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's what I was alluding to before. Is
The
that?
supermod.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's one of the few cars that you have not won in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I think that's going to be it.
you going to wrap it up on that?
I'm going to wrap it up on that. You
Okay.
know, it was a great segment. I thank everybody for doing that.
Oh, we get your evaluation of your segment at the end as well. Huh? Oh,
I'm
look
going
at
to kick it back to you, Sydney. Let's
lucky
bring it.
for us. That's impressive. All right. Well, listen, this is another doozy of a segment. Very popular. It's brought to us by our friends over at Northeast Truck and Off-Road. It's time to go over the weekly pick'ems. Oh, I do that every time.
Come on.
I know.
You
Sorry.
delayed my misery by a half a second at least.
Sorry.
Jesus, I can't even.
All right, so some things happened. Nobody won. There's a lot of rainouts, but there's a lot of losses over there too. Everybody lost at least once. So, yeah. So what do we do in this scenario here? I think Jack goes first.
All right.
Yeah, that's how we're gonna do it.
Cool. So for Stafford, the limited late models, Kevin Cormier. Oh, turn the iPad off.
Oh boy, he's fussy.
At Waterford in the Legend Cars, Brandon Martinez.
Ooh, all right.
At Seekonk, the Pure Stocks, Brent Robido.
No, Robido.
Robido.
Yep.
And then for the touring series, the MRS, Mr. Brett Meservy.
Wow. Okay.
And then my
Godspeed.
My wild card will be Justin Bonsignor in the modified tour.
Okay, it's interesting. I think I'm next. I don't really have a pick here yet. No, I got it.
You suck anyways.
No, you suck, dude. Shut up. All right. I know that this is what Diego's doing, but I don't care.
Dude, don't do it.
I'm picking Keith Rocco in the SK80.
Dude.
Why do I suck? Don't you rubber bands at me, you jerk.
Such a...
All right, you ready for this one?
Yeah.
I'm going Nick Hubby, SK Lights at the Speedbowl.
It's awful. It's awful for Diego.
Then I'm going Mike Caballero in the trucks at Seekonk. I'm going John McKennedy to stay hot in the New England Supermods. And I'm going Ray Christian in the mini stocks at the Speedbowl. Who's up next here? Let me see.
Let's look
you
want
me to put this back up here? Who's next? Oh, Remy's up next.
Oops. The Inator.
How is Remy beating me?
Because you're not good at this, dude.
Dude, that's just awful.
Yeah.
I try not to ask those questions anymore.
Okay. So since I had to change one of my picks, I'm not changing all of them. But for Stafford, SK, John Pulio. Waterford, Mini Stocks, Ray Christian. Seekonk, Late Model, Luke LeBrun. Wheelan, Justin Bonsignor. And then I'm going back to Stafford for my wild card for Late Models, Paul Verrecchio Jr.
I like Paul Verrecchio.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like Cameron Verrecchio, too. That's his kid.
You're up next there, Chief.
Oh, Sid, we got the same pick, so should I even read them off?
Yeah.
You know, I always take our guests.
Yep.
This is my second time. Don't let me down, dude. Dude,
You're telling me don't let me down.
don't let me down.
Don't mess me up.
Don't mess you up.
Yeah.
When you're a crafty veteran, you shouldn't worry about what the hell I'm doing. Don't mess me up. All
You
right.
could rain on anybody's parade.
Oh, my goodness. SKs, Mr. Keith Rocco at Stafford Speedway. Good luck to you, buddy.
Thank you.
I'd like a small cut of your check if possible. Okay.
Jesus.
The Waterford Speedbowl. I'm sticking with Hovey. I had him last week. I'm sticking with him again. He's a tough guy to beat there. I forgot this guy's name because sometimes I feel like I get dementia slightly. The late models at Seekonk, the number 91 car. What's his
Charlie
name?
Rose?
Charlie Rose.
Yeah.
I'm going Charlie Rose there.
How about me knowing that? I get a point for that?
Hit the button.
He won't be able to find it right
Check out the big brain on Brad.
Oh! Cassandra Rocco was a little upset I picked you, by the way, in
course
the
she is.
chat.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
This is the pick. Are you guys ready for this one?
Always.
I'm going Torrance series. Jack, did you pick yet?
Yeah.
You did? Fro?
Just say the name. Come
you got
on.
'em- you got them all written in?
I do.
Okay, good.
They're subject to change still, though.
Okay. All right. So, MRS,
Mm-hmm.
Claremont.
Yeah.
It's an easy pick. Brian. Who?
Roby?
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Dude's nasty there.
You know that he's running?
I do know he's running there.
Okay.
Okay.
Just asking.
And then I'm going off on a limb here. I'm going off on a limb here for the Wheelan Modified Tour.
That's,
Right?
The amount of people hitting their microphones tonight is
Yeah.
just driving me up a wall.
Who was it this time?
Remy.
Me.
Remy.
My
she's
bad.
like cracking her neck, her back.
She's on Wikipedia trying to find out when phones were invented.
Oh my God.
I already gave her the answer to that.
If this guy wins at the Wheelan race,
Yeah.
you guys are going to be rubbing my feet.
Craig,
Ew,
Craig
no.
Lutz.
Huh?
Craig Lutz.
No way.
Wow.
Ooh.
No way.
No
Wow,
way.
that's
Oh,
harsh.
that's dunk on Lutz right there.
If you had to take a guess,
Where are they at?
Riverhead.
Riverhead?
Oh, you going?
Give me a
you going-
sleeper. Give me a sleeper from
A
Riverhead.
sleeper?
Kind of a sleeper. Not really, but kind of.
He's going Tom.
I mean, Tommy
Tom
Rogers.
Yeah.
Ooh, that would be a sleeper.
Yeah, that'd be a sleeper.
I'm going to go to my competitor in business,
Timmy?
Timmy Solomito.
He's a good pick.
Timmy
Timmy's a
Solomito,
good
Riverhead.
pick. Yeah.
All right.
That's a
That's
good
what I'm
one.
going.
Diego, the defending basement dweller of the contest.
I feel bad for everybody I picked.
Yep. Not only the bullpen, soon to be called the basement for our man Fro. Go ahead, buddy.
Just can't freaking wait up on this. Well, Keith, if there's any good news, I didn't pick you. So Cassie can sleep
I
a
don't
little
think
easier.
you're a curse.
Not much. Not much. Now, I will say, these are pretty chalky.
He's a pretty chalky.
SK Mods at Stafford. I went with JP.
Woo!
It's a counterplay. Waterford Speedbowl. Bowl. I wrote bowl twice.
Good for you.
And in bold to
Good
make sure
job
I
by
really
you.
missed it this week. An amazingly chalky pick in Nick Hovey and SK Lance.
Oh,
Seekonk Speedway, I pushed Tim Bolger and Trucks to this week.
Mm-hmm.
Touring Series, went with good old Ron Silk. And my wild card pick,
what touring series?
Yeah.
Mod Tour.
Okay, well, you have to say
He's
that.
running?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? He's won the last 3 there.
Yeah, but do you know he's running that event?
Well, too bad he already picked him. Let's
Yeah,
go
I
to the
mean, I
next
said
pick.
the
It's in
pick
there.
already. I
Yeah,
said the
let's
pick.
go.
I don't know.
Don't be like Jack.
No,
and
but
change
listen,
him
listen.
and-
Even if that fails, this one I'm really counting on, all right? Wild card at Riverside.
Riverside, where's that?
Groveton.
Groveton. You're going way
yeah.
out to Groveton for this.
It's on the sheet for the R&R Open Street Stock Race with Ryan Lynham.
Wow.
Wow.
You like that, huh? You like
You're
that?
doing your homework.
Yeah, good job, bro.
Yeah.
But maybe not. We'll see if Ron Stokes in the damn race.
He is on the entry list.
Okay, good.
He is
good.
on the entry
All right.
list.
So I'm safe for now.
Well, I mean, he still has to show up. Just because he's
That's
on the
true.
entry list doesn't mean it's actually going to happen.
Hey, who knows if it'll rain?
All right, everybody, listen now. She tried to tell us what this was, and all Diego and I know is there's going to be a lot of making fun of
Here we
certain
go.
things. But she's our girl, Remy. We love her. We're glad she's back. It's time for the Riley Generators Pop Culture Minute.
I want to say a big thank you to Riley Generators for sponsoring the Pop Culture Minute. Why was that pause
Very
for,
good.
for me?
Because Keeter says that Solomito's not on the entry list.
Sleeper pick.
Tough. He'll be there.
Sleeper.
Remy,
He'll be there.
Remy, back to
Once
you.
you send him the check, he'll be there.
He'll be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to text him
Anyway.
right now, dude. You better show up.
Go ahead.
I'm
Sorry,
texting
Remy.
him
The
right now.
mayor.
My
No, the
Lord.
natural. Right?
I'm texting
Which
him
one
right
is it?
now.
All right. Come on.
Anyway, so apparently half of this room is living under a rock. Blake.
F.
You didn't know where phones were made.
Okay,
Seriously.
Seriously.
different.
What are you talking
I'm not
to
good at
80s?
history.
Yeah, clearly.
Okay, so Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni were both starred in the movie It Ends With Us. They ended up having some beef. Basically, Blake Lively went to New York Times and accused Justin of sexually harassing her on the set of It Ends With Us. Blake Lively showed text messages between her and Justin on how some things he said made her feel that way. Justin ended up suing Blake and New York Times for, oh my God, why am I going to blink on this?
I don't know.
This is the whole crux of this segment.
What?
What do you mean? We're just getting to the beef.
Sake.
Defamation?
Thank you.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
I can't breathe. He showed in his lawsuit that the messages she picked wasn't the whole text message in the thread. She took part of the truth out from the texts. There is also some rumors that
What the hell? This is pop culture? What are we doing?
it is pop culture.
I don't know about that.
He says Texas like me.
It's Remy's legal corner.
There's also rumors that Blake also wanted to take control of the movie. She changed the wardrobe to make it fit her exact style.
Diego, is it over yet?
Yo, we need Alex Bird in here.
What is
What
happening?
is going on? What is going on?
And she also changed scenes in the movie as well.
So bad.
What?
So there's a lot of drama going on.
Wait. How could she even change scenes in the movie? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't even know where we're at in this story.
Because
She's not the producer or the director.
Keith, you know
well,
what's happening?
she thought in her
I'm lost.
mind.
I'm lost.
Is it over yet?
I'm almost done, guys.
All right.
Yo, Fran just came in with the comment of the day so far. Oh my God, this is TMZ through Timu.
Yeah.
So awesome.
So there's a lot of drama going on with this movie where I feel like no one has actually watched it. They're just living for the drama that's dropping online. Yesterday, the big news was that the judge.
People are living for this.
Did we throw the white flag out?
Is there a time frame on this segment?
I don't know.
I'm almost done.
The final lap.
The judge dismissed the lawsuit, which
Can
who
we just
is-
let her read the goddamn thing?
After all of
God.
that.
which is someone who literally has lived for this. It's kind of upset because I wanted to see them fight in court and let's see all both of their sides, you know?
You said you lived for this?
I kind of did. I was on
Can't we hear about the
like,
girl
stalking
that
about
like
it.
backed into her husband or something with a car? You know, all this court stuff going on.
We're going to have to do a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sid, imagine if you had to edit that into a reel. That would be your hardest
I don't
edit
even know
ever.
what she's talking about. I wouldn't know what to do.
Kidding me?
Yeah, what
Yeah.
happened? What just happened?
Well, I thought the court the case got dismissed, right?
It did get dismissed.
Well, then what?
All right. So, anyways,
What?
Remy, thanks as always.
Of course.
Very enjoyable.
Keita writes, the black flag's out.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm waving the meatball flag.
All right, Diego, it's time for your favorite graphic of the show
Oh, I love this one.
from our friends over at Myers Creamery. Let's find out what's on tap. Oh, boy. Here we go.
Let's look at this graphic. You looking at this, Rocco? You missed it. Oh, my favorite graphic.
He's like, what happened?
It's my favorite graphic on the. Can we do it again?
All right. No, we can't do it again. So, a lot going on here. Stafford's got the SK80 and the late model. Limited.
I didn't even notice we made the graphic. The limited late model 30
Yeah.
is pushed to July 24th. I think.
Good way to be on top of that graphic, guy.
Hey,
good job by
you
you.
made it.
Yeah, but you work at Stafford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll call it 50-50.
Just go in there blind, changing stuff up. Good for you. All right. Seaconk's got their 2 days of racing. The Speedbowl on Saturday, mini stock 50 lapper. The tour, as we said, is over at Riverhead. Stars got the pass, and the New England Super Modifieds MRS at Claremont, and the R&R Open Street Stocks over at Riverside. Yeah, Riverside. Sorry, that always throws me off.
Very cool.
All right, well, it's time to wrap it up. You know what it is? We need to determine who won the week with our friends over there at Skake LLC. Let's find out. Oh, Jesus. Way to be on top of it, dude. This guy
Skate it. We say it right.
he just checked out. He's just totally checked out.
I'm sorry, I'm getting the list ready.
All right. So, anyways, a couple things I wrote down here. Jake Johnson winning the Monaco race at White Mountain, second year in a row. Of course, Mother Nature. Mike Rowe for winning the pass race that he sponsored. Jacob Burns for winning in the third different division at Seaconk. John McKennedy, I believe, is undefeated in the New England Supermods, winning at Thunder Road. Travis Downey for getting the win in the Streeters at Stafford before Mother Nature.
Mm-hmm.
Any other people that would like to chime in, please do.
Yeah, I'm picking Travis Downey.
Yeah?
Yep.
I think I'm going with Rowdy Burns.
Rowdy Burns.
You know, I'm a statistical historian. I like the stats. Third different division. Getting a win in the same year. Very Keith Rocco style.
Yep.
That's where I'm going.
I'm gonna go Mother Nature just for the consistency. You know.
That's a terrible pick.
Nobody asked, guy.
Wow.
Damn, everyone's against Diego
I know,
tonight.
what the hell? I'm
Keith, you get a vote in this one.
I'm like the
I'm
human
gonna go.
punch.
I'm gonna go with Rowdy Burns. I know what it's like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Good
good
call.
one.
Rems, what are you going with? Telephones?
Alexander Graham Bell.
I'm going with Jake Johnson.
Blake Lively? Oh, no,
Oh,
Jake
my
Johnson.
Lord.
Okay.
Karen Reed.
Yeah. Courtroom dramas that I live for.
Yep.
Clearly. I do.
What do you got there, Rob?
I'm probably going to have to go with Travis Downey.
Okay.
Champ, back in it.
Back in
It's
it.
a good feeling, I bet.
Back in it.
Mm-hmm.
The returning champ knocks down the win.
Pretty sick photo of him with the rain falling, too.
Fran went with Swanson, Casella. I mean, they had the most eventful week. I can give him that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
He was running up front there for, I think he got up to maybe 5th or 6th.
Swanson did?
Yeah. At one point in the race, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that right, Jack? Am I right with that?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, he got up there.
Yeah.
I was just trying to look here real quick to see if I can get.
I remember him being up front. I remember you calling one of them.
Yeah. He ended up finishing 14th.
Yeah. Tough day at the office for that
For
guy.
sure. All right, what do we got there for a tally there, Chief?
Well, for how little it feels like happened this week, there are a lot of names on this list, so I will go in order of votes, as always. Matt Swanson got 1. Rafael Lessard got 1. Mike Rowe got 2, as did Jake Johnson and Jonathan Davenport.
Davenport,
excuse me. Mother Nature got 3. Almost stole it this time, but she just got edged out by Travis Downey.
Oh,
With
Travis
4?
Downey.
With 4, yeah.
All right, good job by him. All right, everybody, thanks for joining us here. Always having fun on Tuesday nights. Don't forget, you're going to want to follow us on socials because we like to do all kinds of crazy stuff. Wow, I feel like that music is cranking, huh? That's a good tune, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, I love that music.
All right, get your boogie on then, brother.
All right. Hey, listen. I want to thank Belltown Motors for the weekly update. Of course, Waddell Communications for the Nostalgia Nugget. Hoosier Tyrese for the Popcorn Stat Chat. Broadbrook Heating and Cooling for Did You Know? Of course, Ed Marcel Firewood and Clearing for the Viewer Mail. Myers Creamery for What's on Tap. Thanks to Riley Generators for the Pop Culture Minute. Skate Ed LLC, that's Fro's favorite one for Who Won the Week.
Thanks for shedding light on that again.
Yeah, DRC Electric for the Chalkboard Chatter. Of course, Monaco Ford for the Results Ticker. Northeast Truck and Off-Road for the Weekly Pick'ems. Midstate Site Development and JDL Motorsports for the point standings. Special thanks to Seacon Grand Prix for firing up the hot seat. And who better to fire up the hot seat than my man, one of the winningest drivers at the Waterford Speedbowl, one of the best ever in the SKs, Mr. Keith Rocco. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having us. Glad I could put my name on the sign here right out of the Speedbowl grandstands.
Oh, and thanks for being a good boy. I appreciate it. Hey, Races Reunion. That's July 6th at the Barnyard Speedway. Don't forget to join them there. Of course, special thanks to Vault Productions for this kick-ass studio. Last but not least, all you podcast members, thanks for the live chats. Thanks for coming every week and watching and supporting. We much appreciate you guys.
I want to say a special thank you to Stafford Motor Speedway and Monaco Modified Tri-Track Series for the videos, and Fran Lawler for the photos tonight.
Some marble mouth right there.
All right, everybody, we're going to get back after it next Tuesday. Another doozy in studio. Stephen Kopsick will be joining us. We'll see you then.